Hey, what is up everybody, Blades for here, and today for you guys another video, Persona 5X. Today's video, guys, we're going to be going ahead and doing a little bit of a weapon guide here to show you guys exactly how weapons do work in this game. Now, I did one of these a long while ago, probably like last year, but I didn't notice that I didn't actually go ahead and re-upload it. So we're going to be going ahead and doing that today. One of you guys did ask about it in the comment section recently, and so I decided let's go ahead and do this today as well. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're coming very close to at least 7K. We just hit 6.9K and y'all have been doing absolutely amazing. Thank you guys for all the support. It's been crazy. Life has been really chaotic recently. I didn't tell everyone just yet, but I will be moving fairly soon. Unfortunately, it was a last minute move that we're going to be doing, and it most likely will be taking place around the time that we are having global for P5X. So it's been very stressful. It's been very interesting here. We're still trying to figure out the outs and ends of where we're living currently. So that's probably why you guys saw those very weird little community posts from me. It's been very stressful with that, seeing it was like out of the blue for my entire family. So yeah, we're just doing that. Hopefully I will be able to stream, you know, at least that entire week before I actually have to get packing. But yeah, I think you guys should know at this point in time, try and continue getting all my videos out, and till then. But let's go ahead and do the video here. So a bunch of you guys had some questions about how the weaponry does work here, and I'm just gonna do this in several different parts. It's really easy to explain, but just to make sure everyone's on the same page, we're gonna do this step by step. So weapons inside of this game are of course the main little thing that you're gonna need on all characters. When you first pull the character, no matter what, they're gonna need a 3-star weapon that you can then of course get up by summoning, with really summoning for the 4-star weapon or the 5-star weapon itself. With this in mind, you go ahead and go to at least the summon section. You would usually try and get the weapon here, in which alongside of you can pick 2 other weapons to try and get those as well, just in case you fail your 50-50. And at this point in time, you can try and get the weapon. You get the weapon, cool. You don't get the weapon, it will definitely give you one of these side banner weapons here, which for each multi is 1K gems. Just to put this in perspective, a character multi is 1.5K, so this is cheaper by 500 at least itself, which is pretty darn nice. One thing I do have to say, it's every 70 pulls instead of every 80 pulls like the actual character banner, so do keep that in mind. But you pull for the weapon. Cool, you now have it. You have the 4-star weapon or the 5-star weapon. With this in mind, you can then go ahead and equip it to said character. So once you have this on the character here, you go ahead and place it here. You would then have to level it up and get it all the way up to 80. By doing so, you will need a certain amount of at least mats here, in which these materials are going to look something like, let's see if I can find them right here, like these here, being exquisite ore, quality ore, crude ore, and which are going to be your main awakening materials. As for things that are meant to actually upgrade your said weapons, you're going to need gold parts, silver parts, and copper parts. By doing so, that will get you up the weapon benchmark and pretty much help out your basic stats for the character. Though some of you guys are wondering, how does it work if you, let's say you got up a level 3 or at least a 3-star weapon, and now you have to transfer to a 4-star or a 5-star? But my weapon is level 80, that's a 3-star. Well, first things first, that's perfectly fine. It's not gonna hurt you. It's actually gonna help you out. Because the good thing about this whole game is when it comes down to leveling, it is all synchronized. It's all resonance together. So let's say I level up this 3-star weapon to level 80, but now I have the 4-star weapon. Well, I transfer on over, it makes the 4-star weapon level 80. And the same will at least be said for at least the 5-star weapon as well. No matter what, the actual level up at least is going to be synchronized, so surely do keep that in mind. The only thing that's not going to be synced is the dupe amount. So all in all, level up your weapon, going to give you a lot of basic stats. Doesn't matter when you do it, doesn't matter how you do it, just level up as much as possible to get those basic stats. And as you get the newer weapons, you will then be able to go ahead and transfer to them and still have your stats, or at least your level up that you ended up doing. Now, the next thing that a lot of people had some questions about was how the duping does work for the weapons. Now, duping in this game, especially for weapon rise, is very easy. Surprisingly enough, I expected it to be more of a pay to win type of deal, but is actually not as expensive as you guys can think here. The main reason why I say this is because to actually dupe up a weapon here, go ahead and do the reform button, and you would need first the same weaponry. So for me to get this first dupe on this weapon, I would need to, of course, utilize the same weapon. This will then get me to A1 or R1 for the actual weapon itself, and then lead me to going to R2. But the good thing about this is you only need 3 copies of the exact same weapon. Technically 4 if you actually get the weapon just in general, and then 3 other copies. Reasoning being is for this is because every off level is going to be the actual weapon that you need to have. So at R1, we had to use a copy. At R3, we have to use another copy of that same weapon, and then at R5, we have to use another copy of that same weapon. Now, I know some of you guys are thinking, Blade, but what about R2, R4, and R6? Well, for these, you can actually go ahead and use any weapon for R2, R4, and R6 as long as they are a 5-star weapon. So let's say I have a character such as, like, I don't know, I'm gonna pick on Morgana right now because I think I've gotten rid of his weapon about like 3 to 4 times. But let's say I'm gonna pick on Morgana. I took his 5-star weapon, right? And I don't really need it anymore because I like the 4-star better. Well, then you would end up taking that 5-star weapon, make sure it's unequipped on that enemy, or at least unequipped on that character, and then you would feed it to the said person that already has a weapon at R1. Once that does happen, then you can immediately go to R3 if you do have the same at least weapon that you were originally trying to boost. So for example, with Turbo, well, let's say we get the A1 or the R1 of the weapon, which we did need the flag, right? Well, R2, we got that by feeding it Morgana's weapon. Now on R3, we need another flag in order to get that. Then on R4, we can feed another Morgana weapon. Then on R5, we get the flag again. And then on R6, we can feed another Morgana weapon. It just comes down to what 5 stars that you have. So technicality wise, you need 3 off 5 stars and 3 on 5 stars, being the weapon itself. It's pretty darn nice to actually see something like this, because at this point in time, let's say you get 3 flags, but you don't have the 3 off weapons, like 3 Morgana weapons or any 3 of any type of 5-star weapon that you don't want to have. If those don't have those, at least at that point in time, don't worry, nothing expires. So let's say those 3 flags that you do have, you probably can make a weapon R6, but you just don't have the off material. You'll be able to sit there and wait until you get the off material. Then once you have it, go ahead and dupe up the character's weapon accordingly. Really helpful. It's really nice to actually see that they did something like this. Instead of having to get 6 whole copies of the weapon, it's actually half that and way cheaper to just get 3 whole copies and have a lower banner pity for that as well. So I do find that very nice, seeing that of course instead of being 80 pity it's 70, and then of course seeing that instead of taking 1,500 per pool, it's actually 1,000 per pool. So really nice, really cheap to actually level up your weapons that way, or at least advance your weapons with ascensions that way. So definitely would say this is an amazing thing to do. Now all in all, when it does come down to these weapons, they're not hard, guys. Okay, it's very simple, very simple deal. Of course, as I did say, levels are synced, ascension are synced. So if you just wanted to dupe up something, you very well can do so. And the same thing can be shown with this as well. If you guys want to actually see what I meant by the ascension, or at least ascension form here, to at least showcase this, you would end up doing something like this, where we go ahead, check out the weapon. Well, I need the weapon the same rarity here. Boom, we do this. All right, now the next one can be any different type of weapon that is a 4-star or a 3-star here. Boom, go ahead and upgrade it. Then I need to go ahead and use another flag. Boom, upgrade it again. Well, I need to get rid of this. Boom, upgrade it again, and we just go so on and so forth. It's pretty interesting, pretty easy to go ahead and showcase this, and I feel like a lot of you guys are really going to enjoy that. This is actually way cheaper than many of us do think. But with that in mind, quick, short, easy video. I think that's all I really have to explain when it does come down to weapons. The rest is kind of just elementary, kind of noticing how do you awaken those materials, or at least how do you awaken your just weapon in general. Go do the awakening material weapon dungeon, and it's just that easy. I don't think I should have to break it down. I've already broke it down very lower than it should be, but it's very easy to actually get acquainted with the weapon system here. The one thing that I will say before, of course, we close out the video is, let's say you don't have enough currency to pull the 4-star weapon, or you don't have enough currency to pull the 5-star weapon. Well, if you go ahead and travel over to a Y over here, you're actually able to go ahead and buy these weapons if they are actually in here. For 4 stars, you will need these little green tokens, which you will get throughout the game, so don't worry about that. As for 5 stars, you need these rainbow tokens here that are mainly from at least the battle pass. By going up in the battle pass, in the bought battle pass, you should get 5 of these. Though if you don't buy it, you only get 1 or 2 per battle pass, so you surely do keep that in mind. And if you do have 10, of course, you'll be able to get out any standard character's weapon, not limited characters. These are only standard character 5-star weapons, which is still fairly helpful. The same can be said when it comes down to at least the 4-star weapons themselves as well. If you do have 10 of these green coins, which you'll get quite often, you'll be able to go ahead and just talk to him and get the 4-star weapon as well. But the good part about the 4-star weapons is it's also 4 stars for the limited characters. So this one is a 4-star for Makoto. This one is a 4-star for Yukari. We have a 4-star for Anj, who is another limited character, 4-star for Elisa Kechi, and so on and so forth. Each one of these are 10, so of course do use the little green coins wisely, but you do get a decent bit of those just from watching things as well. Now we went over this. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, be sure to slap that like button, hit that subscribe button. It really does help me out quite a lot. Until next time, everybody, peace out.